In this video, we'll cover step 4 of 6 in the direct deposit setup process, which is setting up a payment account within your payor. A quick heads up before we start, this step can take a bit of time. Some customers move through it really quickly, under 30 minutes. Others may need 3 to 5 business days, depending on how quickly identity and business information is verified. We strongly recommend starting this step well before you actually need to send payments to officials because of this. This step also needs to be completed by an individual with full control of the payor. If you haven't been granted that level of access yet, go back to the previous video and ask the owner of your site to complete it for you. A bit more background info. Our payment system uses a payments processor called Dwolla to facilitate direct deposit to your officials. So if you see Dwolla mentioned as you move through the setup or direct deposit process, that's to be expected. Dwolla handles the payments infrastructure behind the scenes, but everything is accessed directly from within your Assignr account. The information requested in this section will vary slightly depending on the nature of your organization. For example, whether you're registering as a business or an individual. We'll review how to do both in this video. To get started, navigate to Financials, then All Payors. Under the payor you're working with, select Enable Direct Deposit. You'll land on a page that shows our direct deposit pricing. Take a moment to read through it, and when you're ready, select Get Started. Before filling anything in, note the blue banner at the top of the page. This service is only available to U.S. residents who are 18 years of age or older, and you must use your full legal name throughout this process. The first section is Who's Paying. This is where you'll indicate who owns the bank account that will be used to pay officials. You have two options, either a personal bank account or a business bank account. Let's walk through both together, starting with a personal bank account. If officials will be paid from a personal bank account, select the first option here. Under About You, enter your legal first name and legal last name. Then select your email address from the dropdown. One important note about the email address, the system does require that each payor have a unique email address. So just make sure the address you select hasn't already been used to set up a different payor or to set up a bank account as an official. If you need to add a new email address to your account, we'll link to an article on how to do that in the video description. Next, fill in your street address, city, state, and zip code. Then enter your phone number, date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your social security number. Once everything is filled in, read through our payment services addendum and Dwolla's terms of service and privacy policy, which is linked on this page. And when you're ready, select the box to agree to both, then select Create Account. You may also be sent a separate email asking for your signature on these documents. Okay, now that we've reviewed how to set up a personal payment account, let's walk through the other option, how to set up a business payment account. If officials will be paid from a business bank account, for example, a bank account controlled by a business, organization, nonprofit, or other legal entity, select the second option here. You'll see a business type dropdown appear on the right. Select the type that best describes your organization. Note that 501c3 nonprofits will generally be either a corporation or an LLC, depending on how your group is registered with your state. From here, provide the information asked of you on screen. The information may differ slightly depending on what business type you've chosen, but we'll review an example of a corporation that's paying officials now. Under About You, enter your legal first name and legal last name. Then select your email address from the dropdown. Same rule applies here. This has to be a unique address, not already being used for another payor or official's bank account. If you need to add a new email address to your account, we'll link to an article on how to do that in the video description. Next is the About Your Organization/Business section. Here you'll fill in your business name. This must match exactly what's on file with the state agency your business is registered under. Street address, city, state, and zip code. This must be a physical mailing address where business is conducted, so PO boxes, virtual addresses, and registered agent addresses are not acceptable. If your business doesn't have a physical address, just use the residential address of your controller instead. You'll enter the phone number. This is your organization's phone number. You'll notice a Doing Business As text field. You'll want to leave this blank unless you have actually filed a DBA or fictitious name with a government authority. If you do have a filed DBA, you'll be asked for supporting documentation later. Next is classification. You'll select the option that best describes your organization. Common classifications for organizations paying officials include educational services, personal services, elementary and secondary schools, nonprofit/educational, and nonprofit/other. Next, you'll enter your EIN. This is your 9-digit employer identification number. And next is your website. This is optional, but you can include it if your organization has one. The final section on this page is about your controller. This is an individual with significant management responsibility for your organization. So that could be a CEO, a CFO, VP, or treasurer. Fill in their first name, last name, and title. Then enter their date of birth and the last 4 digits of their social security number. For the address field, enter the controller's personal home address address, not a business address. This section is specifically about verifying the individual's identity. Once everything is filled in, read through our payment services addendum and Dwolla's terms of service and privacy policy. When you're ready, check the box to agree to both, then select Create Account. You may also be sent a separate email asking for your signature on these documents. If your organization is a business, you'll then be brought to a page asking about beneficial owners. If your organization is a for-profit business, you'll need to add anyone who owns 25% or more of the business. This allows the platform to verify their information, and in most cases, that verification comes back quickly. If your business is a sole proprietorship, unincorporated association, trust, publicly traded corporation, or a nonprofit, and there are no individuals who own 25% or more, you don't need to add any beneficial owners. In that case, just check the box under Certification Required and select Submit. If you do need to add beneficial owners, here's how. Select Add a Beneficial Owner and fill in the on-screen prompts, so you'll provide their name, address, social security number, and date of birth, then select Save Changes. If prompted, select Upload a document next to the beneficial owner's name. You'll want to upload a color scanned photo of their state-issued driver's license or U.S. government-issued photo ID. Non-U.S. persons should upload a passport photo instead. Just make sure the scan is clear, in color, and high quality. Repeat this process for each beneficial owner. When you're ready, check the box under Certification Required and select Submit. After submitting, keep an eye on your financials, then payor name page. Occasionally, Dwolla requires additional documentation to verify a business. If that's the case, you'll see a blue banner across the top of the page. You'll be able to see exactly what documentation is needed from within this page. Here's what's commonly asked for. If Dwolla can't verify your controller's identity, you'll need to provide a state-issued driver's license or U.S. government-issued photo ID. If your business uses a doing business as name, you'll need to provide a certificate of assumed name or similar documentation showing you're permitted to operate under that name. For general business verification, you may be asked for an IRS-issued SS4 EIN confirmation letter. That's the letter the IRS sent you when you established your EIN. If you don't have it, you can call the IRS Business and Specialty Tax Line and request a copy. We'll link in the video description more info on how to do this. Other documents that may be accepted on a case-by-case basis include any U.S. government entity issued business formation or licensing document, whether federal, state, or local, which exhibits the name of the business enrolling in our direct deposit services, or any business formation documents exhibiting the name of the business entity in addition to being filed and stamped by a U.S. government entity. Examples for this include filed articles of organization or incorporation, a sales/use tax license, a business license, or a certificate of good standing. For sole proprietorship verification, acceptable documents may include a fictitious business name statement, certificate of assumed name, business license, sales/use tax license, registration of trade name, EIN documentation, or a color copy of a valid government-issued photo ID. Once you've uploaded whatever is requested, Dwolla will review it and follow up by email with a status update and any next steps. One more thing, if your payor is ever put into retry status, that means Dwolla needs you to re-enter some of your information. You'll want to follow the on-screen prompts carefully and triple check that everything you enter is accurate and aligns with whatever information is on file for your organization with your state agency. One important note for retry status specifically, Dwolla will require your full social security number rather than just the last 4 digits. Okay, once your payment account is set up, you're ready to move on to step 5, adding a bank account to your payor, which we cover in the next video in this series.